Hello and welcome to K-Stop, Fuse's K-Pop podcast. Hey guys, this is Jeff Benjamin. I am an editor at Fuse, and per usual, I am joined with the Susie to my min. It's Tina Zhu.
I don't want to be Susie.
Ah, Tina. Most people would be honored.
She's my least favorite. I would. Okay, sorry.
Okay,
Like all
flip it.
negative.
I'll flip it then. The min.
Welcome to K-Stop. This is Tina.
Hello, everybody.
Thanks for joining us again.
Yes. Thank you guys for last week, if you guys are our loyal K-Stop listeners, we did our usual we did not do our usual. We did something unusual. We did a special episode dedicated to Big Bang's 10-year anniversary. We got like some cool got some comments on like Twitter with like people talking about our song choices or what we talked about them with the future. So a lot of these comments are kind of like a little too maybe specific to feature on the episode, but I want to give a shout out to Whole Court on Twitter. She's at CC Kelsler, and she wrote, "So glad #K-Stop did a special episode to celebrate Big Bang 10 this week. They were the group that finally got me into K-pop about a year ago." And I thought that was an interesting comment because it's like kind of two-sided. One, Big Bang is still getting people into K-pop,
yeah,
even
that's
nowadays.
That's very impressive.
But she, Big Bang did this, which I'm guessing, I'm assuming their new material last year. But yeah, Big Bang is still doing it, and they're still getting people into K-pop, even with their new stuff. Because I think a lot of people go to Fantastic
so she's talking
Baby.
Like Bang Bang Bang.
I think that's what she's referring to. Yeah, like Loser and things like that.
Interesting.
So I thought that
was
was
never too late to.
It's never too late to join the
party.
party.
Into the Big Bang black hole that
yeah,
you will never get out of.
And now, this listener in particular, her bio on Twitter is I've dissociated from my body and have been swept away by Hallyu. So I'm like, wow, you've really gone into this thanks to Big Bang just 1 year ago. So thank you so much for that awesome comment. You were a fascinating person that I want to feature.
It's like it was quick.
Yeah, so great for you, K-Hole Court. We love you.
One swift,
just one swift movement.
Yeah.
Yes, but as you guys know, there's many ways to get into K-Stop and interact with us. You can hit us up on Twitter like K-Hole Stop did. You can use the hashtag K-Stop on Twitter. If you're going to mention me particularly on Twitter, my name is at Jeff__Benjamin.
And I am Hey_Tina with 3 A's.
Yeah, we see your comments on Fuse.tv. We see them on iTunes. We see it everywhere. So subscribe, check us out. Check back to Fuse every week. Don't forget there are 2 other podcasts on Fuse, one about pop, one about hip hop. We do our best for you guys. We're looking out for you, for everyone. But as we get back to our usual format, as you know, we feature 3 of the biggest releases of the week, and
this week we're kind of extending it,
the
window a little bit, since last week we weren't actually able to cover any new releases since it was strictly focused on Big Bang and paying tribute to them.
Exactly, but we're playing catch up tiny bit. But we think you guys, we know you guys love these artists, so we wanted to feature them in particular. So Tina, who should we kick things off with this week?
Well, let's kick it off with CL, because I feel like this is overdue, and the listeners, probably, I would like to think they care for our thoughts on Miss CL's release.
We hope you do.
Even though it's a little bit delayed, so we apologize, but we're excited to talk about it since this has been a highly anticipated release for so long.
Yeah.
It's title lifted, and it is CL's official American debut single.
Yeah.
And it's produced by Teddy Park and written by Teddy, CL, and I believe I saw Asher Roth in the credits.
Yeah,
which is interesting.
I
but
love
it kind of makes sense if you listen to the lyrics. You're like, okay, I can see like Asher Roth singing this too.
Right.
Penning it.
Exactly. So here we are. I think this has been kind of a long time coming, but here we are. I'll just kick it off, at least first and foremost, with that. I'd heard this track a little bit a little whiles ago, actually, before it was even kind of announced to be in a single or anything like that. And I remember thinking that, okay, I get where they're going with this, you know, like, so if you haven't listened to it yet, it interpolates the Wu-Tang Clan song, the Method Man song. It kind of uses that hook, that chorus, and brings it to this new song.
Right.
And I got what they were going for. I was like, okay, you know, this is something that works in like a very catchy way.
Right.
It's kind of, you know, if CL is kind of trying to enter the hip hop world as kind of like someone who's new to the party, it's almost kind of like giving a cosign, or sorry, not a cosign.
Okay.
Kind of giving a nod to to a world that she doesn't exist yet.
Right.
And then, you know, ideally, I think that kind of worked in her favor more because, you know, you saw someone like Method Man was in the video.
Right.
They had to sign off on that.
It just basically gives her some credibility.
Yeah. Or
saying, hey, I despite not really like carving, you know, an identity yet in this industry, it is something that I've been immersed in growing up.
Totally.
And, you know, I'm not new to this.
Yeah.
It's not new to me.
And, you know, the more I heard, you know, it's not that fierce CL 21, whatever, what have you, sort of thing that I think a lot of people were expecting. But the more I listen to it, the more kind of I realize it's just so catchy. It's very fun.
It's very carefree. And I really got that vibe from just the audio and the music video. I like that she it's not off-brand for her, which I appreciate. It's still on brand, but it's something new.
Yeah.
I would have liked the song to be a little bit longer.
Oh, really?
It's short and it feels very short. I think because it has very distinct sections to it and parts. So you know, it's like a hair under 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So when I hear, I mean, like songs like when it's 2:58, I just automatically like, this is really short.
Yeah.
Just psychologically, I'm just thinking this is so short.
Interesting. I didn't think of it like that. But you're right there. I don't think there's a bridge, or she just kind of brings back the intro again for the bridge or something. It would have been cool to,
I feel like it ends very quickly.
Yeah.
Because like she has that kind of, she brings back the beginning. It's like, I thought it was a bridge, but I don't think it really was, and just ended. I'm like, no.
Yeah. Right. So, but you are a fan of it?
I like it. Yeah. I think it didn't leave like a huge impression on me. The song itself, I just thought it was okay.
Yeah.
I did really, really like the video.
Yeah.
I felt like I was afraid that she would like do too much with the video, like kind of like shove it down our throats, like, look at me, I'm linking up with Method Man. But it was like, I appreciate that he was brought in very subtly.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was a really quick and fun and cute moment between the two of them.
Oh, right. That
and
little
they didn't
dancing.
let his little cosign or cameo like overshadow her.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really important. And I love that she actually, obviously, we live in New York, so I appreciate that she shot this in New York. I totally thought she was going to do everything in California because she is a Northern California girl.
Yeah, now she is.
Yeah, because like she's from San Jose, right, originally. So
CL is?
Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
She's from San Jose, yeah.
Hey.
So, so for her to showcase Brooklyn and not the pretentious hipster Williamsburg Brooklyn that the world is obsessed with, I feel like, I don't know where she shot it. I know it's in Brooklyn, but I'm gonna guess like maybe around Bed-Stuy. I could be wrong. If anyone knows,
my new hood, by the way.
Yeah.
I literally moved from Williamsburg to Bed-Stuy.
Yeah, a lot of people are moving there. It's an up and coming spot, and and I really love that she just showcased all the culture in Brooklyn. And it was very eclectic. I felt like. And it just seems like who she is. Like, that's what she would do on any given weekend if she's not recording. I feel like she'd just be chilling with her 40.
Yeah.
Like, I really feel like, and I love that it opened with her, like, kind of like chilling, vibing on her fire escape. I'm like, that's so freaking New York. Like, I love that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I really did like a lot of the visuals too. I think, the video is definitely like enhanced everything for me 100%. You know, I loved the looks. I loved the, you know, everything. It felt it felt like fresh, like
Yeah.
the gun hair clips.
Oh yeah,
I was like,
her styling was on point. Like her
yeah,
eye makeup is always gorgeous, but I felt like it was particularly on point. Like, it was
yeah.
so dope.
And like, well, and yeah, no, exactly. And I think I'm kind of curious to see if and how this can grow, because I think
Yeah.
it is one of those songs that's not gonna hook everyone right away. If it's going to do what it needs to do, it needs to do it slow and soft. And I think people are gonna go, oh hey, like,
Yeah.
this is a cool video. What more can I learn about this girl? Oh, she has a song.
I think it's very accessible though. I think it's like
Yeah.
I can totally see mainstream pop fans liking it because it does have a very catchy hook, and I can see more people who are just more focused on hip hop
Yeah.
per se liking it too, just because there is that nod to Wu-Tang Clan,
Yeah.
and she is doing her thing on there, and I think she's doing okay on Spotify, right?
Yeah, I think it's getting a good reaction. I want to see. Yeah, I think it's just it needs time. If they do invest in this project and they do kind of focus on this for a little bit, I think it could get some type of cool reaction.
I
here.
saw someone tweet or comment on something saying that they heard on the radio.
Really?
So if it's getting radio play,
hey, there
like,
you go. That's the first step.
That's a big thing.
Yeah. Tina, you brought this up. We were talking about this a little earlier too, though, about you mentioned pop fans, you mentioned hip hop fans, but then you had some interesting takes on how you kind of seen the K-pop fans sort of take this, and I thought it was good.
I think is like it stood out to me when I saw a conversation on my Twitter feed where people kind of brought up the notion that a lot of people not necessarily want her to fail, but it's almost being overly critical of her when we should be supporting her and pulling for her. And it's just an interesting dichotomy with K-pop fans. I feel like K-pop fans were always craving for validation from Western media outlets, especially the U.S. The U.S. industry is where everyone wants to break into. It's like the toughest industry to succeed in if you're an artist and get that breakout hit. And so
I know what you mean. I think I know where you're getting at too. Like K-pop fans with CL in particular are kind of like I feel like they've heard, at least my take on this is that like they've heard about this American debut for like years now, and they're like, this is what you're giving us? Like
it's like I don't know, like I don't even know how to phrase it. It's like
it's almost ironic.
K-pop fans, it is ironic. K-pop fans, we want so badly for people to co-sign K-pop and say, hey, like, so-and-so is linking up with this artist, this American artist. Like, so many people are down with K-pop. We're, like, legit. We want to feel like we're a legit genre and group of fans with people supporting us. And yet, we're so overly critical of our own.
Yeah. No, 100%.
And you would think it'd be 100% positivity with CL from K-pop fans, at least. Like, it's one thing if hip-hop fans are like, oh, I'm not feeling this girl, whatever.
Yeah.
Having their own, judgments of her. But we, on the other hand, we really should be supporting her 100%, whether you're a fan of hers or not, or whether you're strictly anti-YG or something. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's for the
greater good.
The greater good, right.
Yes.
It's for, like, the general, what's the word? Like, kind of.
Well, it's like
expansion of K-pop overseas. Granted, she's not singing in Korean, but she has roots in K-pop.
Yeah, and it can only help everyone else. It's like a lifting of the tide sort of situation.
Right. So yeah, it's just like kind of disheartening and just also interesting, like the irony of it.
Yeah.
We want so badly to be validated and be supported, and yet we're not, even being positive about CL, who probably has the best chance out of anyone to.
Yeah, at
to
least
succeed
at
over
this
here.
point, right? And actually, you reminded me of totally a time when I actually wrote an op-ed somewhere kind of about K-pop fans and things like that, because I remember I wrote like this was 2012, like even this was pre-Psy, Gangnam Style, stuff like that, and I wrote it was Rolling Stone's first ever K-pop piece, like ever, and it was the 10 groups K-pop acts most likely to break America. And I remember thinking I was so excited about this, like oh my gosh, like what a great cosign for K-pop and whatnot. And the comments were just filled with fans fighting with each other, saying why this is wrong, and this is wrong, and this is wrong, and why this group should have been featured, not this group. And I'm like, oh my gosh, wait a minute, you guys, like I thought this was going to be such a big, exciting moment.
I almost feel like they're bitter because they're like the people they stand for are not in her place. Like sorry that she's making moves and like your artist either isn't doing as well or doesn't have the same ambitions. You can't fault her for what your biases are not doing.
I think that is a big part of it, is that there's like, that you get so attached and so passionate to these, certain artists that like when another one is doing something, instead of kind of, putting that aside and kind of thinking about the larger picture, it's, a lot of people kind of, take that a little personally. So because that's the thing. I saw such great reaction from, people who I know who are pop fans, people I know who are hip hop fans. It was the K-pop fans that were
like being like mad petty. I'm like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, you guys. But I mean,
either way, I think we both agree we like the track a lot, and we'll just trying to see where all that goes.
Yeah, I have high hopes for it. Well, I kind of said it before, it's not my favorite CL track. It's not thing I kind of know her to be the most, but I'm still satisfied and happy with it.
I'm surprised. Well, no, actually, I was going to say I'm surprised it's not doing better than it is, but I feel like it's not like I really had like a certain like mark or standard I wanted her to hit. But I do think the song is very accessible. It's very catchy. It's like, she dropped it, in time for it to be considered a summer song. Because it is a very summery song. I like it a lot. I think she stayed true to herself while still giving us something fresh and new and without, doing too much. So I think sometimes, I'm not saying CL in particular. I think when it comes to trying to cross over, they might try to do a little too much and try to incorporate too many things, trying to like be accessible and relatable to everyone. And I think she overall, like she looks the way she usually looks. She like, she's always been like a serious dancer, and like with, a lot, like her body looks amazing, and she's very, I think she's very on brand in this release.
Yeah, well,
and Method Man's in it. Come on, he looks amazing. So
he does look good.
He looks really good, and I love their cute little choreography by the car. Yes, I loved it. That's probably my favorite moment. It was very cute.
Well, K-Stop listeners, what team are you on? Which side are you guys on? Let us know, because you guys probably have the most interesting reviews of all of this. So let us know. You guys know all the ways to get in touch. Who's next on our list?
Next, let's go with EXO.
Yeah.
Lotto.
This is their repackaged single from their repackaged album, the exact album, which had Monster and Lucky One from earlier this year, really, really big hits, and
neither of which I liked.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was
like, this is their last chance.
So if it was their last chance, how'd they do?
Okay, so I like this song. It's very catchy. It's like, I guess, more hip hop, dark. Something that I definitely like a lot more than either Monster or Lucky One. I don't know what it was about those. Maybe the hook just didn't get me, or it was like
I feel the exact
doing a little
opposite.
too much. I don't know, but Lotto I like. I thought the video was a little creepy. I could do without the visuals. If I just listen to the song itself, like, I like it, the chorus is mad catchy. How does it go again? Something about like the chateau wine or something like la 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 or whatever. Do you know, after the first line about Lotto, yeah, the lipstick, the line about lipstick, like chateau wine or something.
I think I know it, but I don't want to say
like,
it wrong.
Right. It's like it's still fresh, so I can't even like. I already forgot how the song goes because it's like new songs. Sometimes it takes like multiple listens, for the hook to to come easily. But whatever. So that part was really really catchy to me. Yeah, I mean the video is just. It was just a little weird. Yeah. I understand that they were kind of comparing gambling and risking it off because this girl, like, they're saying that, oh, I hit the lotto with this girl.
Yeah.
This is a jackpot and I'm willing to bet everything on her and all of that. But the video really didn't kind of resonate that. Like, I saw, like, they're, like, burning piles of money and saying, like, I don't need money. Like, I get that. But the whole kind of, like, there's like the gambling, but then there's also like the SWAT team coming in to save the girl who was like
being tied or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what they were like kidnapping her or something. I don't know. I just don't know like what the storyline was. I was very confused, and there was like dogs or animals, and I was just really confused. And
yeah,
I don't know how you felt about it.
Yeah, I mean, well, so kind of my overall take on it all is that it seems like they're trying to sort of station EXO as like the new dark group, or like they're kind of, like Monster was a little darker, or Monster was darker. I thought Lucky One, despite having like a livelier sound, kind of had a sort of dark video too.
That's true.
And then this is kind of coming out as like, sort of like more sort of like aggressive, sort of like darker hip hop sound for them. And then the video played into that 100% too. I mean, on one hand, I'm kind of into them being like the dark group, but on the other hand, I'm kind of like, it's also a little freaky. Like there were like some like kind of disturbing images. I couldn't tell if there was like chicken fights going on, which I am not here for. Couldn't really tell what all those chicken images were.
Cockfights?
Sorry, cockfights. What are they called? Chicken fights?
I think they're called cockfights.
Yeah, they're definitely called cockfights, not chicken fights.
I know what but I was like, I guess you could.
Because that's another thing you can gamble on. So I thought that had to do with like gambling on Lotto.
That's what I thought too. But then that was my whole like train of thought as I was watching it. But then when she was tied up, it just got a little weird.
It just made me like a little bit like not so comfortable with everything. I was just like, what is going on?
Because I get that you're like, they're saying, oh, I want her so badly.
Yeah.
But they turned it into like something twisted and not something like sexy. They could have gone sexy with this. Like, I want you. I'll gamble everything on you. It could have been really sleek and sexy with like the dark vibe. But no, then it just got weird.
Yeah.
I just felt really uncomfortable. Especially since like they're all still very like baby faced.
Yeah.
So the whole thing was weird. But
it didn't totally, I mean, I think I'm with you. Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, like, I'm a little torn on this release because I don't like the video very much. Although it was intriguing, I will say. I like wanted to watch it, but not for like entirely like the right reasons.
Right. No, I mean, I listened to the track for a while too, and then I, eventually watched the video, and I'm like, oh, I think I.
So where does this stack up compared to the first two singles from?
Oh well,
Exact.
To be honest, I think I mentioned this.
I know you really like those.
Yeah, I really do. I think it gets the bronze, and the other two get the gold and silver.
You're like, that's not even like.
I mean, it's good. Debate. I don't know. I just really liked Monster.
Yeah.
And I think Lucky One is just a really good song.
I'm not gonna rank them because it's like there's nothing to rank. Like this is just the one song that I slightly messed with.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, they're not completely written off.
Yeah.
For me.
All right. Well, that's
I was
good.
like, if they don't, if they don't come hard with this one, I'm done with them. I'm not even gonna talk about them. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, Tina.
Yeah, I'm like one of the few people who just like I don't care for EXO like in any regards. I really don't.
I will say, for how popular they are and everything, it's still taking me a little while to like connect with them and really tap into that passionate fan base. So I'm curious, I want to learn more about them. I think those last two singles were so good. This one's good too, don't get me wrong. But yeah.
I saw comments about, is it Changyeo or no, is Changyeo the rapper? Who's the one who went who went like a redhead. I don't know, but somebody
Oh.
dyed their hair red, and apparently people are just like torn about like whether it was tragic or not tragic. I don't know.
I think it was
I don't know. I
yeah.
apologize. I don't know their names.
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. I think it was yeah.
But yeah, styling wise, I thought they looked fine. Yeah, that hair was a little questionable.
Yeah. I mean,
Because it was like not a very like natural looking red, but I guess red is a dangerous like color.
Dangerous,
It's
dark.
hard for it to not look fake. So
Well, let us know what you guys think of EXO, because we're curious too. And last but not least, we have a pretty cool. I thought I was pretty hyped for this track.
Oh my god, this is like the greatest thing I've watched in the past week.
Can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
I don't know if I'm being sarcastic or not either.
But we got the ultra super duper lineup collaboration between Girls' Generation's Hyoyoung, Miss A's Min, 2AM's Jokwon, and JYP,
and the feature from JYP,
and Mr.
This is
JYP
the most
himself,
random group of people, like
released under SM Entertainment's
right for SM
label.
Station, right?
Yeah.
This is. I'm assuming this is. Is this their first kind of like label, kind of where they market it as like a dual label collaboration?
I think so. Yeah. Or I don't think they've been so explicit about it in the past.
Yeah.
They certainly never had a CEO featured on it.
I'm like, I saw the lineup and I'm like, or like the whatever roster of the subunit or unit. And I'm like,
whatever this thing is.
who came up with this?
You
I
know what
like all of them individually,
right?
But I'm like, this is about to be a hot damn mess.
Now,
either in a good way or a bad way. I don't know.
I feel like they've got to all be friends or something, right? Like they must have came together and been like, "Yo, like we're all like free." Like
Hyoyoung and Min probably know each other from like back in trainee days, or they're both dancers.
Like I remember, I think both of them were in Amber's "Shake That Brass" video, which makes me think they're all maybe in a similar like friend group or something.
Right.
I think I could be wrong.
It's just interesting that out of the four, like 3 of them are from JYP.
Yeah, I know,
like
right?
Hyoyoung's like the lone SM person,
Despite it being under SM,
yeah,
you know.
That's
but
so interesting.
it is interesting.
But like the concept photos, like the teaser photos, I was like, I get it. Born to Be Wild is the title of the track, but y'all look like you like went into like a 90s thrift store garage sale or something and just took like anything you liked and just put it on your body.
Yeah.
It was like kind of like Cyndi Lauper meets like garage sale. It was like
meets
so
like
it was
Shirley
so
Manson.
Yes, it was
Raver
I didn't
Child.
even know like what to do.
Yeah, I will say there were a lot of interesting I you know, like I don't know, like on one hand, like I don't know, like on one hand I want to kind of like be supportive and be like, yeah, like go off, do your thing, you know, but on the other hand I'm just like, wait a minute,
it's not even like over the top in the sense where size Gangnam Style is over the top, but at least that had like a clear vision.
Yes.
And you knew that everything was intentional.
Yeah.
This, it's like, I don't know if you're being serious.
Yeah, I just kind of was like, I didn't, you know, all these people kind of read to me more as like the performance dancer based typed people, and I'm like, where was the dancing?
Well, Jokwon's also very like, he's really good at putting on a show, just by being like a vocalist.
Or yes. So like, you know, I wanted more of that to come out, that performance style, and it just seemed like weird effects on the video.
And I also had no idea what the song would be like before, because I'm like, okay, Jokwon's a great singer, Min's like a pretty good singer, but and then
she can
Hyoyoung
rap.
doesn't really sing. She's like talk, raps, and dances, and JYP's just like, I don't know, all over the place. So what did the song?
Yeah.
What was your first impression of the direction they went sonically?
Like,
because aesthetically, we're already like
slightly.
Talked about that.
mean, you know, like it was kind of what I thought it'd be, like sort of like a little corny hip hop banger. Like I knew they weren't gonna, you know, be given the most incredible track in the world. I could just sort of tell, just given like the concept and stuff like that. But it did what it had to do, I guess. You know, it was like the beats were the beats
like
are good.
Dance, electro, hip hop.
Yeah,
kind of,
you know, like, am I going to, you know, listen to it all the time? Probably not. You know, maybe
it
for
might belong on the gym playlist.
yeah, it might make it to the gym
cut.
playlist, you know, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want to. I actually really liked Min and Hyoyoung's kind of you know, delivery on it. I like that. Yeah, I didn't mind. I thought they sounded good personally.
I love Min, but I was not here for her.
Really?
I was like, she did nothing for me. She did nothing that Hyoyoung wasn't already doing.
See, that's interesting.
She just looked like a hot mess. That rainbow fucking excuse me. That rainbow like fur coat thingamajig.
Yeah.
Her hair. What?
I mean, they were obviously
Lord?
having fun. You know, me, I was more so that saying why Lord with JYP. Like, I was just like, he did not need to be
why
there.
Why Lord for what they did with that poor video? They were like, I don't know what filter I want to use, so I'm gonna put all of them in.
It was
somebody commented was like, I can't see shit because it was like. They basically took every filter, and you know how usually filters they start at 50 in the middle. They put every filter on 100.
They did. They
put them all together, and you like literally could not see anything.
I know.
It looked like they went into like a concert venue and turned it into like an after hours party.
Yeah. Right.
And just turn all the lights on, all the filters on. It was like. It was just crazy. I didn't know. I was about to have like a seizure.
It was a lot to take in, including, you know, moments that I'd rather forget. You know.
They were like at 100 from like the zero time stamp.
Yes.
Like all the way through they were on 100.
Yeah.
Jo Kwon was like serving it. I was like, yo, you gotta chill. He is like,
oh my gosh, his like, spanking moments.
Yeah, the spanking thing, I actually thought it was something else at first, just like from his position. And the girl was like, you know, kneeled in front of him. I was like,
oh boy.
Whoa.
Oh.
I was like, is this gonna be like the 19 plus rating or whatever,
Rated
or whatever
X?
the heck they call that? Until I realized that's not what it was. But that's what happens when it's dark and you can't see anything. Like, there's no lighting in that video.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. And then, like, the dancing, I kind of like it. It's kind of cute. It's, like, pretty simple. But, yeah, I think the whole time I was, like, nervously chuckling through the whole thing and also laughing because I just didn't know what to make of it.
Yeah.
But I like it.
You do?
I was confused with my reaction. Like, I should hate this. Everything about this has, like, on paper, I should hate.
Uh-huh.
But I kind of like it. I'm, like, kind of, like, vibing to it. And I'm, like, the beat's catchy.
Oh,
and I'm like,
wow.
you know what? Like, they look a mess, but it's, like, at least they're having fun. And it makes me, like, in a better mood. It put me in a better mood.
Okay.
I didn't take it too seriously is my point.
I'm into that take on it.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I guess no one knew what to make of it.
Yes.
So they were like, sure.
You know, I'm happy. I'm honestly happy for all of them to get that opportunity and, you know, get those kind of things, you know, because why not? You know, like, it's cool with me.
I was waiting for the Hyoyeon dance breakdown, and it did come, like, at around the bridge part, I think. Yeah. I feel like I wish they made her go a little harder with the dancing, though.
Me too, right?
I feel like Girls' Generation, like, you know, there's not that much dancing you can do in a Girls' Generation song. And I feel like she kind of holds back a little bit. I know she can do more.
Yeah.
But, you know, either way, you know, she's like top 2 favorite members for me for Girls' Generation. So I always appreciate when she gets more camera time.
There you go. Yeah.
That video was horrid, though.
Well, I like how much difference there are between our takes this week. We were on the same page with CL, but then different on EXO and these guys. So, hey, I'm into it. Let us know what you guys want. Remember, there's a poll at the bottom of our on our Fuse.tv video page where you can listen to this podcast and all the other ones. You can listen to the music videos of everything we've been talking about and everything else, all the songs we're talking about. Let's quickly get through some charts right now where we take a look at the top 5 K-pop songs in US iTunes right now. At number 5, this is unexpected to me, Monster by EXO.
Okay.
Is flying back up the charts. I don't know how that happened, but here we are. Number 4, Newest is back with Love Paint Every Afternoon. Once they got a second comeback this year, which I was not expecting.
Right.
They've been kind of gone. Now they're really back. Number 3, Boombaya, Blackpink.
Okay, it does not
still
surprise
up there.
Me. That means Whistle has to be above it, as it should be.
Oh, we'll see, Tina, because at number 2 is Chewing Gum by NCT Dream.
I haven't heard that yet. I'm a little scared because aren't they all like 14?
Yeah, this is the new NCT unit, and the Dream, I think, just is mostly.
I feel like I gotta cut
young.
it off at 16. I don't know, maybe 17.
Yeah, they're quite young, but it looks like a really cute song. The teaser seemed promising. But yeah, that's at number 2. It's getting a good reaction so far, at least in America. And number 1, Whistle Like a Missile, Bomb. Still killing it. Blackpink, yeah.
I haven't listened to that song in like over a week. I gotta
really?
give it a spin.
I can't stop listening to them. I can't stop listening to Whistle, I gotta say.
So
and even Boombaya grew on me too. Yeah, so that's our charts.
If Lotto makes it next.
I know. Where the heck
I'd be
is
very
that? surprised
if it doesn't make it. I love how like Monsters like still there.
I know people love that Monster song. Yeah, no, the album's doing. The album did fine, I think, but yeah. So that's that. Let us know what you guys are listening to.
They're really trying to milk people with like for their money though. Like let's repackage everything and add 2-3 songs on there.
Oh yes, nope. That's very very K-pop.
Yeah.
All right. And next, as we get into our deep cut section, we're going to be talking about a topic that's trending in the K-pop community that we think deserves a deeper look. And this time we're going to be talking about, well, sort of the, it's not a happy one, unfortunately, but the deeper thing is more about eating disorders and kind of dieting and things like that in K-pop. But this comes after news that Oh My Girl member JinE has been she's been pulled from her group's promotions as they're promoting their new single that we talked about on the show a couple weeks ago. She got pulled from the promotions because she is dealing with anorexia. And so the backstory with this is that at the end of last year, she kind of came out and admitted that she was diagnosed with anorexia in preparation for their 2015 single Closer. But, it was made to seem like everything was healthy. But then this sort of, I guess it's sort of come back or something, and their company, WM Entertainment, said, they are sorry that she was pulled from this unexpectedly. She's going to focus on her health. The other members are going to continue promoting, and she's going to take a break and kind of focus on her health. So
get her mind right.
Yeah. So so this is obviously, it's a sensitive condition. It's a sensitive thing in general. And I kind of just wanted to take a stab at talking about this right now because I think it's really, my first sort of, the first step in like my thought process that, this is the entertainment world, Hollywood, there's so much pressure to look a certain way, be a certain way. And especially in K-pop, it's really, there's a lot of comments in particular about females' bodies and things like that. That, this is a really tough industry to be in just in general. What I thought was kind of remarkable about what's happening now, and that made me want to talk about it this time, is that last time they sort of talked about, her eating disorder it almost felt like it was done in a way of like promotion, or like it was like trying to make a news item out of it, like kind of revealing it after the fact and saying like, oh, I'm healthy now, and we're promoting something, so let me talk about it. That left a really weird taste in my mouth because I just didn't really like that. But now, they're kind of being a little more upfront. They're being upfront about it. They're saying, we're pulling her from this. She's going to focus on her health, and I'm kind of, glad about, or I think that's the right decision. I think that is the right way to go about it, and just kind of be upfront about what's going on.
That is interesting because now that I think about it, I feel like usually news like that, isn't typically pushed out during someone's active
Yeah.
promotion times.
Right.
It's just, yeah, I just the timing is a little strange.
Yeah, which makes me think.
I don't remember when this happened.
Yeah.
But listening to you talk about it is a little strange.
It makes me think it, must be a big issue or something. Or, they would kind of, you would think someone would kind of quietly, end their promotions or sort of, maybe the group would end a little earlier or something like that, or she would take a couple days off. But it seems like they're really kind of taking this full head on. It is
different for a company to actually put it as at the forefront, because it's something that it's definitely not positive, and it could be seen in a very negative light in terms of the company. Like, it could be a reflection of maybe the high pressure environment that they might have created that put Jinny in this situation. And one would think that the company would want to sweep this under a rug and really not talk about it. So it's very interesting to me that it has been in the news not once but twice.
Right.
And now it's like gotten so bad apparently that they're just pulling her from promotions entirely, as they should, because it's a state of mind. Like, it's a disorder. You can't, slap a Band-Aid on there and be like, here, like, eat some food and be like, oh, everything's great. She's not in a good mindset.
Yeah, and this kind of, the backstory of it, when she initially talked about it in 2015 was that, they were said that the company wanted us, or dieting was a big part of this, comeback, is that they wanted us to diet like really hard. And, she had shared that she gains weight easily during the last promotions. She had seen a photo of herself and it provoked her. I'm reading these translations from allkpop.com. It said she lost nearly 20 pounds in 2 months, which is a lot of weight.
That's insane.
And she had an adverse reaction where she had developed vomiting symptoms. Her esophagus had been damaged.
So she probably went the binging and then purging route, where
it seems, she kept saying she was starving herself and then she exercised, so she might have not had.
So she did the because there's like two kinds of anorexia, and I guess the restrictive type is the one that was her method, I guess. When you said esophagus injury, I just assumed that she probably purged as well. But maybe, I don't know if she maybe did a little bit of both, because I don't know how she would injure her esophagus like that.
Yeah, because she developed esophagitis, I think is how to pronounce esophagitis.
Maybe she did do both, because I feel like people often get confused. They think that when you binge and purge, that's bulimia. But bulimia, you can be technically overweight and be bulimic.
Yeah.
But if you are suffering from anorexia and also purging, that just means you're throwing up, but you're underweight. Like, you're not overweight.
You don't have a lot to even throw up.
Yeah, it's like you yourself are underweight. It's just your perception of yourself, and you're obsessive about controlling your calories and the overall balance of calories in your body.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like that sounds like her to a T, just from these reports I'm reading. And I think it's it's quite brave of them to be, on one hand, while I didn't feel like it didn't leave the best taste in my mouth when they initially were kind of bringing it up retroactively as sort of this thing, good on them for kind of facing a little more head on. I think, we've heard rumors or might have looked at someone, how they looked at one point and looked at another point and thought, maybe there's something unhealthy going on here, with K-pop stars in particular. But, I feel like I've never really heard about anything being so upfront about this. And that's why I thought it was kind of a remarkable thing.
I was going to say, it's interesting that it's so surprising that this is probably one of the first cases of anorexia that I've heard of in K-pop, despite everyone knowing on the DL they are they're low-key probably all kind of almost like pressured to stay under a certain weight. And even if the companies don't directly pressure them, there's so much competition. It's all about your appearance in K-pop, and they probably create a lot of that pressure themselves, and there's just within, especially when you're in a female group, like you constantly compare yourself to other females. So it's just, you would think there would have been more cases, or more, I guess like more cases in the news related to K-pop, but then also at the same time, it's not something that people would want to admit and talk about.
Right. Well, I mean, every K-pop fan has heard about these, like, extreme diets, where, like, I'm just thinking about, like, some of the crazy.
I'm thinking maybe this is just, not just because this is a very serious issue, but maybe this is a case of the companies asking them to diet. Yeah. But then she just didn't stop.
Yeah. Or, I mean,
and they're like, this is not what we meant. Like, you're going to actually pass out and you can't perform when you're barely eating.
Right. And, that it is, partly mental, eating disorders are partly mental, which plays a part of it. But, we do, it certainly wouldn't be, the first time, or, we've heard about K-pop stars fainting on stage, things like that. For all we know, that could have been a result of, not eating enough, not being, healthy and hydrated, and,
while still spending hours in the studio rehearsing.
Yes, exactly. So, this kind of, we sometimes hear about exhaustion. We sometimes hear about things like that. But, your diet and things like that do kind of all come into play there. Course, so I really wonder if that, what is the difference here, first and foremost, that made it so, food-based and, dieting-based and, eating disorder-based, that, they came out and said this. And it does sound like there's a psychological element to it. So I thought that was interesting. But, I don't know. It's just like, hey, maybe if anything, this is kind of a way for people to start talking a little more, and maybe put companies and their stars a little more like on the accountable.
Like, I just wonder what their label's intent was by revealing that she was suffering from anorexia. They could have very easily just said, oh, she is suffering from an illness, or she needs to be hospitalized for something, and either lie or just not fully reveal the truth.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting, right? So thought it would be a kind of a cool thing to.
Now, is Jennie one of the more popular members, or is she not at the front of the formation usually?
Not usually. I think she's working her way up.
Yeah.
Like, Oh My Girl's kind of getting a little more well known. I think we saw, Sung-hee was in that show about the underrated female vocalists, and I think, they're getting more on variety shows and things like that. But I mean, are you I think I might be picking up what you're trying to say, like, maybe she was looking for a way to stand out more, or she was too hard on herself.
Right, maybe. Because I feel like, especially when you're in a girl group and there are a lot of them,
8 members,
the competition is just even more intense, and maybe she must have created like just so much pressure on herself,
which is so heartbreaking.
Like, when you combine that with all the 6-7 other skinny girls that you're sharing a stage with, combined with whatever your manager or label is kind of telling you to do, and be careful with your weight. Everything is magnified when you suffer from anorexia.
No,
like,
totally.
every single calorie.
Yes, it's so true. This girl's only, I think she's 21. She's so young. Like, it's just like,
it's very sad.
So many things going on. But I do hope it's sort of like all is leading to a more positive, open, thing where we're looking out for everyone's health a little more, and, looking out for things like that. Because, it's tricky. So, let us know if you guys have any thoughts on JinE or CL or EXO or any of the other things we talked about on K-Stop. Leave us a comment, #K-Stop. We're all over the place. So, welcome back to the usual K-Stop, and maybe let us know if you guys have ideas for other special episodes too. As always, this has been Jeff.
And this is Tina. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.